Good evening, everyone. Namo Buddhaya. My name is Linda, and welcome you all to Mindfulness Through Buddhism Dharma Study class. This is a class where we deep dive into the teachings of the Buddha through the suttas or the Buddha's discourses. Why do we have to study the suttas? Now, the reason is only through studying the discourses of the Buddha, we can develop our wisdom in order to see the true nature of our life. And tonight we are very fortunate to have Venerable Amitakima Bhante to guide us in this sutta study. And we thank Bhante for being here to guide us.
Let's bring our palms together. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. My homage to the Blessed One, the Worthy One, the Supremely Enlightened One. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Let's share our merits, our respect to our teacher, Pinatla Goswami. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay, dear meditators, we are learning about the dependent origination, or that how this birth, decay, and death circle happening based on the delusion or the not knowingness or the not understanding the realities as it is. So we have dived into this teaching. Now it's maybe third, third class. We know that whatever the things going on in our life, it's not someone putting in ourselves by force. It's like actions, like that our intentional actions create this karma vipaka, or the consequences of our own actions. So based on that, we reborn in different places. And not only that, to break this, it's not like there is no way to like stop accumulating karma, because whenever we have an intention, it creates karma. To stop karma, so what we need to do is we need to understand the reality, like what's going on, seeing the rising and the falling of the conditions things, and by seeing that, educating ourselves to let go the ego, let go the attachment. So because of this absence of the delusion and the absence of the craving or the attachment is the key to liberation. So that's what we are learning, and we learn it with some practical examples also. So you, if you can remember that cake story, sometimes we are fond to things, we have attached to things, we have great gratification towards something, so we create kind of a strong determination. Okay, I will never ever do this thing again, I will never ever do this wrong thing again. But after sometimes our mind change and we are doing the same thing. It's like a pattern. We do it, we feel regret, we have a strong determination to not to do, and again after sometimes that determination reduce and we do it again and we feel regret. Because of that pain of the regret, we create again a determination, but after some time we break it. So why so? It's these attachment are not happening because of our wish. We do not have any wish or will to do that. It's definitely the cause and effect. So we need to address the cause to if we want to change the effect. So that the avijja or the delusion, because of the delusion, the formations, this sankhara arises. Because of that, the vijnana or the consciousness arises. Because of consciousness, mentality and materiality arises. Because of that, six sense faculties arises. Because of that, contact arises. Because of that, because of the contact, feelings arises. Because of the feelings, craving arises, and because of the craving, clingings arises, and then clinging means that it's like the already we are addicted to something, some sort of a thing, even we don't know about that. And then that's where the real the power or the power, so that the hold on a second, the right word for power,
Arranging of karma, I think.
yes, arranging of karma, or the becoming, somewhere it says like the sometimes it translates that existence, so that the arranging karma is the best, I believe. Because of that, the birth happens. So because of birth, decaying and death happens, and not only decaying and death, in between we are going through so many suffering. So now we know that when we say suffering, it not just the feeling uncomfortable, feeling unpleasant. We need to have a proper understanding that in here suffering mean basically whatever the condition thing which arises. We are not believing it as suffering, and it's not a negative thinking. We are seeing as it is. So why we say things are suffering? It's a characteristic of this nature or the existence. So everything subject to change. So everything means whatever the thing in this world which arises due to reason, and it falls when those reasons are no longer there. It's like cause create effect, and when cause change, effect also change. So because of that, so if we have attached to a certain stage, when things change, it creates unhappiness or the suffering. If you can remember, I usually regularly shared another example, that banana example. If I ask you to remind a delicious banana, so your delicious banana in your imagination, definitely not in green color, not in black color, but in yellow color. And it's so like spongy also, it's like it has a great smell, and you would like to eat it. So that's how you imagine. So but it's not the only stage of the banana. Yeah, we love only to that stage, but that does not mean that banana has only that stage. So when we have attached, when things change, if we are not ready to accept the changing, it creates the suffering. You may say, "Oh, Bante, I can easily let go of banana." So we are not talking about just a banana. Banana is just an example. So there are so many attachments in our lives in our own way. So sometimes you may say that, okay, you may say to your children, hey, let go that toy, now you are big enough and you do not want to keep it. So, but for us, it may be just a pet or toy or teddy bear. But to the child, it's not just a toy or teddy bear or something. It has its her or his own memories. So valuable memories. Maybe someone gave him or her, and that person is no longer in here, he passed. So likewise, for different reasons, we have attached. So in our story, like in child's story, he is not ready to let go. But in our story, that toy is something invaluable. If our child come and say, "Hey mom, forget about my toy. Why don't you let go that frock? You don't wear it, but you just keep it in your closet forever. So what's the purpose? And your body also not fit to that frock anymore." So then you have your own story related to that. So sometimes you may secretly expecting your body to come back to that early body shape to wear it back again. So sometimes a husband may say, "Hey, what are you talking about? Those toys and frocks, those are not, it's invaluable." But he may keep empty whiskey bottle, who knows, as a memory. So to him, that's the most valuable thing. So likewise, we don't know where we have attached, but wherever we have attached, we are going through sufferings in our own way. So just being a Buddhist or following Buddhist teaching does not give you excuse. It's not give you excuse if you have attached. Think that someone comes and do something bad, or someone break a Buddha statue. So then you may feel hurt. But why did you feel hurt? Because you have attached. I mean, sometimes even though you have not attached, sometimes you may need to pretend like attached. Think that there's a statue and it's broken, and you also went to monastery, and everyone uh, so sad about that. So occasionally some may mad, not only sad. And then if you just wait like if you just see it like okay, who cares, it's the everything subject to change, so I should not attach. So then everyone will be suspicious. Okay, he's the guy, he's definitely who has done that. Then because of that you may want to pretend like sad. So sometimes in a funeral, even though you know that everyone dies, sometimes you may need to pretend like, because you want to please others, like not to feel them bad about you. So that's a different story. But in reality, we need to understand. I'm not saying like a person who don't care actually. You understand the values, and in the same time, you understand the impermanence. Understand values, and you know how values are given, and you understand the impermanence. So if you have full wisdom on that, you are one of the happiest person who walk on this earth compared to the others. So that's the basic things we need to know when we learn and practice these teachings.
Yeah, I'm just thinking as you're talking about attachment, and maybe I'm not the only one, but I seem to be attached to so many things. So where do you actually start? Is it meditating on impermanence? What's the process? And slowly I've been able to, I think to some degree, not be attached to certain things. There's people also, like even when Bhante Kitty went to Sri Lanka, and I was very close with him, I still am. I just felt like I was losing him. But I learned to, well, everything changes, and he might stay in Sri Lanka. He's supposed to come back, but if he doesn't, I can still communicate. And I tried to cut the bond as much as I could, but so meditating on impermanence, and what else can you do? And first of all, you have to recognize what you're attached to as well. Isn't that right?
Yeah, so that's a very good, I mean, insightful discussion for this. Like, yeah, we do attach, and we have to overcome from that meditation. The four things definitely we need to do. Kalena Dhamma Savana, timely listening to the teachings of the Buddha. Kalena Dhamma Sagacha, Dhamma discussion, timely discussions, and then samatha, focused attention or the concentration meditation, vipassana, insight meditation. Those four the answer for your question. So that's the theoretical answer. When we go more practical, when we try to understand more practically. So what we need to do is, when you feel suffering, like create a space in between your suffering and where you place that suffering. As an example, if a Bhante going to Sri Lanka and you won't see him again, so you need to see that the suffering and the attachment to your own expected frame, and you should not put it to the other person who you see in the other side. As an example, okay, because all the values are given in this side, not in the other side, because it's our point of views. So can you remember another example which I often share, that someone we know very well died for some reason and we are in front of coffin, we are sad and about that, so we are going through so much of pain, and there's another person next to us and that person is so neutral about that. The person, I mean, he does not know much, so he just came to funeral as he was invited, but he's there with a neutral mind. Think that another person, and if that person is in the right side, left side, there's another person who really upset and hate the person who died. So he just pretending like he's upset, but within himself he's okay, thanks God. That sort of a mind he's in. So to one, it's a kind of a happiness. To one, it's a real sadness. To one, it's just a neutral feeling. So those feelings arises in our own stories, not because of the person who died. If that the reason is belong to the person who died, then everyone should share the same feelings. Now we all going through suffering based on our attachment. So it's like this, the problem happens within ourselves, not in the other side. So need to create a distance, like distance means not with the person, with our the story we saying, like we need to see our story within ourselves and we need to realize that okay, this is a the attachment which created to my own stories in my head, and losing this is not affecting to my true love. True love means accepting a person as he is, as she is, like what I say is all 360-degree, not the part you like. Because sometimes in America, it's often says that if someone died, they are saying that I'm angry with him, he went before me. So actually, the anger rises because that we still loved in the name of the other person, we loved to the part we like. So if we really love that the person as he is, as she is, so we need to accept the whole story, like who the person who had a short lifespan compared to us lived in this earth and he died, and that's all. Other than that, nothing there. So when we understand, like again, if you suffer, first thing is if you pain feel suffer pain because of someone, think that someone hurt you, even though you do the right thing, someone hurts you over and over again. So what do you need to do? Look into your side. The suffering comes because of the attachment in your side, not because of the other person's side. So
That makes a lot of sense, because what I did was I thought about you and I thought about Bante Revata, and I said there's other Bantes and Kitty is still, he was a few thousand miles away, so I have to kind of understand that it's my problem and that I have
yeah.
to deal with it. And I kind of did that based on what you're saying to a degree. So that makes me feel good.
Yes. If you can remember, I said that this sometimes ago, maybe when we talk about the feelings part, that the neutral feeling what feel at the moment, it also based on the delusion. It does not have the real neutral feeling. This neutral feeling. So think that now you don't feel super happy about Bhante Kema is teaching you. I mean, super happy. I'm not saying you're unhappy, but you are just neutral and okay, Bhante is here. But that neutral feeling also has attachment. You will see that one day you log in, one time, two time, three time, Bhante came is not coming to Wednesday class. Another Bhante is there. That's the time you realize, okay, I have attached. So until then, that it was not like the happy feeling. It's just a neutral feeling, but still that neutral feeling also has attachments. You know that it's not like even the stream entrant. If you read the Parinibbana, last moments of the Buddha in that sutta, Ananda, that the attend like assistant monk of the Buddha, cried. He's a
I know.
stream-entered monk. He
Yeah.
cried and tears, and so that's how it is, because he's not an arahant, enlightened monk. He understands what's going on, but he's sensitive character, and that's all.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
thank you,
he
Bante.
stays. Yeah, calm. See, the best thing is start with self-love. Then when you teach yourself, if I love myself, then you are not it's like this. So if you have full acceptance about yourself, then you are not comparing or judging you or because of someone else's behaviors. That's me. So that's why I'm saying, if you are not cleaning your room properly, house your room properly, accept the way you are. Once you accept that, then that's you, and because you accept, then you will definitely clean and do the best things for you in future. But first thing is, you need to accept the way you are. Loving kindness. So if you forget to self-love, if you have a dog, whenever you see the dog, remind you, if my dog can love me just for no reason, even if you skip couple of meals, he will annoy you, but still he loves. So if your dog can love you, then why I can't love myself? Simple. Let's dive into that. So the back. So now we know that. Three bhavas. Can you remember about the three? Okay, let's go from the birth, decaying, and death. We discussed, and nothing special to talk on that. I will share the screen in the same time, and then you can see and you can memorize it. Okay. Aging, death, and sufferings, we know that it comes because of the birth. There are 4 types of birth. So just to remember, it's you do not want to go through it like into deep. So it's one is andaja, that means birth in a egg type of things. Jalabuja, like a human's way. And the third sansedaja, which means that it says like a wet places also. And then the fourth one is the opapathika, which means that reborn without any of these things, like just appearing with a sort of a body, maybe not like a human body, maybe another, like other sort of conscious levels. So that the birth happens because of this bhava. So bhava means the existence, or that the arranging of the karma. So 3 kinds of there are becomings of the arranging of the karma. One is sense sphere existence, which means that think in your own mind. You can understand, since you all came to good amount of classes. So in your mind, you can imagine and visualize things. So our mother, our father, our family, our stories are our own stories. It's our mind made things. So to your mother, your father does not say mother. I'm repeating again. To your mother, your father does not say mother. He say wife. In his mind, he has his own story. So likewise, so we each and everyone has our own stories in our head. So those stories, based on these stories, there's a world related to those stories. So that the 4 hell world, and then this human world, and 6 that divinely worlds, those world has super happiness compared to humans. And then there's another form of with the form. With the form is that it's not this stories world, mind stories world. You feel your form as form, feeling as feeling, perception as perception. So volitional formations as volitional formations, and the consciousness as consciousness. It's like this. Think. So first of all, it's more clarity, more calmness, more happiness and more focused rather than living in a story. It's like think that, okay, we all can dream. We all know dreams are dreams because we can wake up. If there's no way to wake up, we don't know dreams are dreams. So likewise, the example for to understand this calm or the sensual world also like a dream. We understand this a dream in a two ways. One, either you can go to a deeper concentration and understand, okay, these values are given in my own head through my own stories. If not, based on your insight, you can compare, okay, this is how I see the world. This is how someone else see the world. They have given different values to different things. So if you can remember the banana story, when we say a remind a delicious banana, you remind a certain way. If that word heard, if that thing, when we say that, if it heard a worm, it may think spoiled banana. It's delicious banana. So likewise, different stories. So so these we can understand it either going to a deeper concentration or based on our insight, the vipassana. So that when someone attain to a concentration with jhana level, or that means that absence of the stories, understanding things as it is, like think that you are eating a banana. Bante, did you have banana today? Always banana. So, okay, think you are eating a banana. Okay, forget about banana. Think of a chocolate. So, if you eat a chocolate, so what sensual pleasure world in our mind stories work. When we say a chocolate, we feel the taste from our memories. Okay, this is definitely a delicious chocolate, and we see the brand of that chocolate. Okay, this from Switzerland and this is from Cadbury or so whatever. So this is a delicious banana, and we have a registered idea about that. And then when we smell that, the stories are like circulating in our head, like can't wait to eat. So it's like it's like think that uh, we are taking different through different senses, we are taking only the beautiful things, or only the nice things, only the things related to gratification. We are not taking anything or disgusting or anything create kind of a dispassion, and we connect everything. It's like think that uh, if a young boy started to love to a young girl, then that the boy is super happy by by smiling, seeing her smile, even she's crying, even everything so nice to him. But think that if he's angry, now appearance, everything is so create a kind of unhappiness. Why? Now he is grasping only the things related to unhappiness, like to the related to anger. So likewise, so both are the dimensions of the sensual pleasures, right? Because anger is not the uh, going to beyond that. So the chocolate. So if someone do not, if someone having absence of sensual pleasure sort of a world, still he feels the same, that it says the not the calm or the sensual world or sensual thought patterns, but he feels conditions for the sense that sensual pleasures, like conditions means that the qualities he feels, he experience taste as taste. So when he see a chocolate, he just see that chocolate, and if he wants, he can remind, okay, this is the taste of it. But he's not like his mind is not voluntarily connecting dots and creating that story. If he wants, he can do it mindfully, and when he want, he can just let it go and just experience the emptiness. Emptiness means not nothingness, the absence of the attachment. So when he's eating that, so he can taste that, and the taste is the only thing he, when he's focusing, if he want, he can create that story without attachment. So it's like, in that way, usually we do not attach. I mean, it's can't say we do not attach, there is no way to attach. Why? It's like one way. You see thing as it is. When it arises and when it falls, that's over. And so then nothing to attach there. That's where the real emptiness arises. So likewise, understanding, that understanding brings them to a deeper concentration. That concentration, super happy. So why we can't exceed that, this sort of a mind setup is so happy, or that the blissful or freedom, because it's we have not experienced that. So when you experience that, you will realize, okay, that's amazing, because even though you don't know, there's a waste of energy, there's a tiresome act we always doing to maintain these stories. When you go to in front of a mirror, you do not want to think, I am in front of this, like I am seeing myself in the window. Sometimes you may smile to yourself and you may like to see the beauty of you, but it's a kind of a tiresome thing to project, like believing that I am in the, I am seeing as a reflection, this is me, and believing that this is me and try to protect me. All those things are tiresome activities compared to the freedom. Freedom always, yankinchi samudaya dhamman sabbanta nirodhama, whatever the thing arises, it falls. So that's where the freedom is. So the free mind is that. So we discussed the sensual form, pleasure formations, and then the non-sensual, but with the form. With the form is literally he feels his body as body, and then there's another concentration level, because of that not focusing to the form after the fourth jhana. Uh, can someone translate Akasananchayatana, that fifth jhana, into English? I can remember exact word for that.
Also, Bhante, is the infinite space.
Is
Yeah.
no, infinite sky.
Space, yeah. Usually we
Space is the
use
third one.
space.
Yes, Akasananchayatana. So when someone attain to that, so it's like, it's a definitely a perception, it has perceptions and feelings, but we're lazy to focus to body. Really may occasionally feels body, but not focus to body. It's a super blissfulness. Why? Stories, absence of this experience in form, super calm, super blissfulness, just maintaining a one perception. So that's so that also create karma to reborn. So where he reborn? In a world like that, compared to the other world, it has long lifespans, and it's not the liberation, it's not the freedom. So once that the energy of the karma over, there's a probability, huge probability, to that person reborn in not only human worlds, that worst places like animal world, because to us the kind of a beautiful world is animal world, but if you are an animal and you see the world, you are so terrified to see so many predators, and you don't, now you worry about, I don't have a good health insurance and there is no good doctor for me. But being animal, you don't have hospitals, so the beauty is for the others, not for you. So And then there's like a ghostly world, and there's like the other, like the asura world. It's like powerful, like have that like powers like divine beings, but can't understand the teachings. Also kind of a rude. Oh, I would add some more rude. And then the hell world. So likewise, so those are the that's a possibility. So bhava happens because of the craving, sorry, clinging. Clinging means that you do not have authority over what's happening. So it's like it's like you this attachment taking you to something, like driving through something. It's like for the calm or the sensual pleasures, there's a nice example Buddha given, asking that to think there's a hole in the there's a hole in somewhere. There is no flames arising, there is no smoke, but there are burning coals in it. So that means that we can see it. And powerful two mans come and grab us and taking us to that hole. So we don't see danger because no flames and no smoke, but we need to put all the effort to let it go. That sort of a thing is this the power of the sensual pleasures. You may feel like, okay, I will let this go, but it's not that easy actually. It's like two powerful people trying to take you to danger. You don't see the danger. I mean, you don't see the danger means that when you use your insight, you see the danger. But this sensual pleasure, this, that it creates more emotions. When emotions are too high, this amygdala part working so hard, the frontal lobe is like switched off. Even though we have good powerful brain, one part of brain is not using at all. So we are so blind. So if you can if you want to think about this, think how you were so silly, we all, when we started our first love back then, like creating so many stories in our head and believing like she or he is the best of the best I can have. I'm okay to creating so many stories in our head and believing it. So like guys, so that's the reality. And okay, the clingings are, there are four types of clinging. So I will go to that after answering couple of questions. I saw Dilip was raised your hand, Dilip.
Yeah, so you kind of passed by that point, but basically when you were talking about when you have like the ability to see like the chocolate just as the chocolate without attaching the story to it. But like, let's say you're eating the chocolate, it's still a pleasant taste. So if you have that state of like just perceiving it as it is, does that pleasant feeling also there, and you just perceive the pleasant feeling, or is that feeling not there at all?
No, definitely there's a feeling.
Okay.
Delicious, that feeling is there. Story is the thing, it's absence.
Okay, so you're just aware. Oh, this is this is the taste, and this is the feeling, and that's it.
Yes, that's true. And so there's that the monastic sometimes traditions. One time our teacher said that. So one monastery, there was like a thing that when some people bring food as delicious, that they prepare curries and things so deliciously, and then what they do is they put water to it to reduce the dilute that taste. So it seems like it's a very good practice. Oh, they are doing it hard in a hard way. So we need to appreciate that. And so yeah, it's something because we feel that they are doing something great which we can do. But then our teacher said that. So then it's so easy, like asking them to dilute and bring without putting any sort of spices and so,
Yeah.
rather than diluting it after. So it's not that it's not that not experiencing. So there was another practitioner practicing for a long time and come and say that this is how I practice this controlling my senses. What he is saying that I don't see things, I don't listen to things. It's like I'm just intentionally blocking all my senses. So then an arahant saying that, okay, if no, the Buddha saying that actually, if you think that's the right way to become an enlightened person, so definitely people who are blind and deaf, they are enlightened, because that's what you are doing. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. Right. Okay. Now let's go to the what we call the craving part. The cravings are 6 cravings are there. Okay, I did not describe the what 4 types of clingings. I will say it again once. Let's see whether this has that. Okay, yes. So the first one is kama upadana, sensual clinging. Second one is clinging to views, that point of views. This also very stubborn clinging. Sometimes they are like they are so attached to their point of views. So there's a one time one person come to see the Buddha and saying, I do not attach to any sort of a view. I don't attach to any view. So seems like yeah, very reasonable answer. So then Buddha saying, okay, hold on a second, think and tell me, okay, haven't you attached to that idea of I have not attached to anything, or I am not attaching to anything? That's also a attachment. Like, think that when people see that you care about something and you're suffering and worrying about that, and then someone comes and say, hey, you know what, I don't care anything, I don't care, that's what he always say. So then what happens, insightful person come and say, don't you have attached to that I don't care? That's how it is. So then if he is a wise person, he will understand, okay, this is my stubbornness. It's like hiding from the problem, like skipping the problems because you do not want to go through those suffering, but still you have attachment. So attachment to views, we can dive into, like, that there are 20 types of the clingings to views that we need after these classes we can learn it again. That's where the stream entrant part we need to talk about. No, we discussed about that the Parilayaka Sutta, or that the 20, that for the aggregates there are 20 ways of clinging, and so that's also in there. And then clinging to the rituals, which mean that, as I said, that curry thing, like sometimes the people have attached to their precepts. So it's also a wrong way, because precepts are there not to attach, because you do not find the liberation from that rituals. So if so, you will end your life with that rituals, like you have mastered that ritual, and that's all. So these precepts are there to upgrade you to understand first to overcome from the regret, and then to easily concentration and understand the realities as it is. Other than that, it's not to attach. So if you can remember the Noble Eightfold Path, in there the precept part, that's me right speech is not speaking lies, not saying behind others' back, not saying harsh words, not saying nonsense or the gossips. It does not say that. Saying the truth, like creating peace and harmony, go and create peace and harmony. It's not like, it's like that what it says, that what you do not do. So it's a precept actually, but the main goal is not to stuck in a one precept, but using that precept to overcome from the regret. Because when we have open, stubborn, less mind, our mind always worry about the things we have done in wrong way. To overcome from that, right? And then last one is clinging to the self doctrine. So that I-ness, wherever, that feeling of I. So it's subtle, but it's everywhere. It's in everywhere. So this clinging arises because of the tanha. So that tanha arises where you see, where you hear, where you smell, where you taste, where you touch, where you experience through your mind. So this craving arises based on your feelings. Pleasant feelings create different type of craving. Painful experiences create different type of cravings. So the neutral feelings create different types of craving. Okay, this part we have learned in couple of classes, not couple of, in many classes, how this happens. We know that feelings and those happens because of the contact. So based on contact, feelings arises, and then contact arises. You know that the contact means three things coming together, which is the any sense base. As an example, I, and the what we see, the object, and then based on that, consciousness arises. So this contact arises because there are six sense bases or the six sense faculties. Okay, this is where I'm going to stop today, which is these sense faculties arises because of the mentality and the materiality. So that's something new you are gonna learn today. Feel free to ask questions. And so again, when you learn in this way, you may feel like, wow, this is super easy, even though it says. No, don't stuck in there, because you feel it's super easy because the way you are learning. So I do not want the credit, but not to feel like it's easy, at least give a credit to Bhante. Okay, Bhante is teaching, it's like a feel like easy, because if you feel it's like easy, then you are not contemplating on it. So we need to contemplating. This is not just a knowledge, this is a actual realization need to happen within ourselves, right? So mentality and the materiality, which mean that this I, when we say I, this I is always changing. Don't, when we say I, don't just think that this is a physical I. Physical I is here with this earth, water, fire, air. That means that the body, the biological thing, plus things related to mind, which is feelings, perceptions, intentions, contact, and the manasikara, which means the putting attention. Instead of saying putting attention, arising attention. So think in this way. You see someone for the first time, think that you are going to your monastery and you are sitting and meditate, and then you see someone come and sit next to you. You don't know that person, so therefore you don't have special attachment or like any sort of anger. You just know someone comes and meditate, you don't mind, but you just accept that person, and that's all. So you have a neutral feeling. And you have a perception, you may have a perception, oh, it's a newcomer. Maybe he came to class where I have absent. And then you may have like intentions like, I should not disturb when I move my leg because he's next to me. And then in there, so the contact is there, that's why you know those things, and then the attention also there. So I'm just saying that because of these things, your I is neutral. It creates neutral feelings. But think he, so you all meditating while he, maybe he, because he came for the first time, without caring people, the others are meditating, to concentrate, he do that, the, like, you know, that sounding breathe ins and breathe out, like a horse nearby, like breathe in and breathe out. So you try to focus, but you feel like a horse next to you. Now you feel like angry. So why he's don't think about the others? I'm meditating here. And he's time to time when he can't concentrate, he move his leg. And it's painful because it distracts, because now you want to focus and you have your mind attached to that. You create that creates kind of anger. Okay, then you have then different sort of a perception. Now it's not neutral, definitely it's based on anger. You do not want to show it as anger, but it's you create. So now when you see that person, see from your same eye, you don't see a neutral, you don't get a neutral feeling, you see that with that angry perceptions. Now whatever the things he do, you always try to find a fault. I mean, you are not going to find a fault, you see the faults. And then what happens? So after that, so you're angry, and so now you just, whenever you see that person, you try to go somewhere and sit, instead of sit and meditate with that guy. So think that, but at the tea breaks, you realize that he is a very good gentleman. He is a very kind-hearted person, caring and sharing. So now you feel like, okay, he's kind of a different person than I thought. Now you feel like friendly, and you feel like, okay, I should meet him and say that he should not do. Now you say that, and he's apologizing, and with respect, he appreciates saying it. Oh, I never thought of about that. Thank you very much for saying that. I'll be mindful to not to make even a pin, any sort of a sound. I will maintain a pin drop silence. I'll do my best. Now what happened? Now you feel like attachment. The next time when you go to meditation, you just look around, where is there my friend? Friend is here to meditate. Same I, now it create different feelings. How those things change? Because mentality and materialities change. And so it's like, think that now you have a very old eye, and you look to your friend, but you don't see, your the vision is not good enough. And then again, it can create the same contact and feelings. So when materiality change, mentality change, these sense faculties are changing. So these sense faculties are not permanent. Our eyes are not permanent. That's why nowadays it's a very common thing that people discuss about the neuroplasticity. So it's not new to Buddhism, it's 2600 years old. We all knew that we can change our perceptions rather than attaching and believing that this is the way I will experience throughout my life. Okay, this is a one simple way to understand the mentality and the materiality.
Like, so this name and form, it leads to the sixth sense basis, which leads to contact and feeling.
Right.
But then there's also contact and feeling as part of this. Are those the same?
Same, but it's like, that it's rising and falling. This is a dependent origination, interdependent.
Interdependent.
Yeah, that's why I said don't try to track this in like, okay, I'll track this and I'll make a plan to create a but the wireframe, okay, this is how this tree works.
Mhm.
Then whenever we learn something, we try to put into that tree, where this place, where then, so we have our own imaginary tree and we try to put it. So this is not to create a tree, this is to remove all those trees in our head.
Right. Okay.
Okay, good. All right, and so instead of diving into the next part, let's stop here today, because you feel like, okay, I got kind of understanding, and then if not, I don't want to end a class with kind of a, oh, I didn't understand that part. So it's best to have a kind of a clear understanding. Let's share merits first with all the divinely powers, and if there are any private guardian to you, with them. May they be well and happy. May they experience the blissfulness and happiness. And let's share all these merits with all of your past relatives and friends. Today we especially share merits with Uncle George of Corey, who recently passed, and yesterday actually. May all these merits, good karma, good blessings, uh, goes to him, and may he experience the blissfulness and happiness in his destination, and may he receive uh, uh, may he succeed his own in his endeavors. And let's share all these blessings, good karma, good merits with our teacher Pinat Lokuswaminas and all the monastic monks, and with our wonderful volunteers and all the meditators and Dharma listeners who came today to learn and practice teachings of the Buddha. May you all be well, may you all be happy, may you all good wishes come true, and may you all able to experience the blissfulness and the happiness. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.